Hello friends, I am Pranita Sheshni, the student of Brisson Training Center. Today I am here with you to discuss the technical topic that is in the pharmacovigilance, drug discovery and development class. Certainly, the drug discovery and development is a complex and multifaceted process that transfers a basic scientific idea into a therapeutic product. Here there is an introduction of the drug discovery are as follows. In that, the first is the drug discovery is the process of identifying potential new medications. It involves several stages including the target identification, compound screening and the lead optimization. In that, the first is the target identification and the validation. In The first is the biological targets. The process begins with identifying biological molecules involved in a disease such as the protein, enzymes or receptor. Next is the validation. Once a target is identified, it must be validated to ensure that modulating it will have a therapeutic effect. This often involves a genetic and biological studies. And the next, that is the high throughput screening, that is the STS. In that, the first is the compound libraries. Large collection of the compound are screened to find those that interact with the target. Next, that is the assay development. Assays are developed to measure the biological activity of these compounds. The next is the lead compound identification. In that, first is the hit to lead. Once hits are identified, they undergo further testing to evaluate their efficacy, selectivity, and the pharmacodynamics. Next is the optimization. Lead compounds are modified to improve their properties such as potency, stability, and the solubility. Then the preclinical development, in vitro studies and in vivo studies, and the toxicological studies. In that, first is the in vitro studies. Laboratory studies to assess the biological activity and the mechanism of action of lead compounds. In vivo studies, animals testing to evaluate the safety, efficacy, and pharmacodynamic profiles. Toxicological studies assessing the potential harmful effects of the drug on the biological studies systems. Then next is the clinical development. In that, the phases are involved: phase first, phase second, and phase third. In that, phase one, the focus on the safety and dosage in a small group of healthy volunteers. Then next phase is the phase second, test the drug's efficacy and the side effects in the larger group of patients. In the phase third, conducted on a large scale of confirm efficacy, monitor side effects, and compare with the standard treatments. The next, that is the regulatory approval. In the regulatory approval, new drug application, that is NDA, after a successful clinical trials, a detailed application is submitted to regulatory authorities, for example FDA. Then next is the review process. Regulatory bodies review the data for safety, efficacy and manufacturing the quality before granting approval. The next phase is the phase 4. It is also called as post-marketing surveillance. It is ongoing studies after approval to monitor the long-term effects and assess the drug's performance in the general population. Then adverse event reporting. Continuous monitoring for any adverse effects that may arise once the drug is on the market. Then next is the challenges in the drug development. In that, first is the high cost. The drug development process is expensive, often exceeding the $1 billion. Then next is the high attention rates. Many compounds fail at the various stages, leading to the significant losses. Then time consuming. The entire process can take over a decade from a discovery to the market. Then the future directions. In that, the first point is the personalized medicine. Advances in genomics and the biotechnology are paving the way for the uh, tailored therapies based on the individual genetic profiles. At the last, the conclusion is the drug discovery and development process is intricate and requires the collaboration among the various disciplines, including the biology, chemistry, and pharmacology, and the regulatory sciences. Continuous advancements and innovations in the technology and the methodologies hold the promise of more efficient drug development in the future. And thank you friends for listening me today. Thank you again.